I feel like I've made it when people um are rushing to announce themselves as first and second and tell me that they're lurking. I feel like a big time streamer. I mean, I expect any day now that the sponsorship deals from Razer and Logitech and Elgato will just roll in because I am that big now. I've got people hitting the chat, telling me they're lurking, calling out first. Handsome, hold on, hold on. Look at that, Jason. Look at that. Handsome. I can almost retire now. I'm gonna make my wife watch the VOD back and show her. I'm gonna show her. I'm gonna say, look at what people on the internet think. Take that, woman. You're lucky. You're lucky I allow you in my general vicinity. Because, um, strangers think that. And I'm ridiculously charismatic, which doesn't hurt at all. Let's just be honest. It's a boon. It's a boon. Um wow. Today's been a day, man. Um I obviously I sort of mentioned I yeah, that's right, it's good for the ego. It's today's been a good day, but it's been a day. That process of going out and getting your shot at Olympic Park, it's incredibly well organized. I'll give the government that. Like to coordinate 8,500 people getting needles every day, and now obviously having to track it that closely. Um, Good for them, right? Because it's it's a thing. There's a lot of people out there, Um, and it runs really smoothly. And it's fascinating to watch people who were there for their first time versus us for our second, because you're there waiting and there are multiple queues for different times and all kinds of things, and you feel like it's late. You feel like it's taking a long time, but when you think about it, you have your appointment time. So mine was at 2:30, and we were queued up at 2:20 into the 2:30 queue. And then I think we finally got let in to the registration venue at almost 3. And then we were out the door by uh both of us were done at 5 to 4. So all up, from the moment we arrived at 2 o'clock till time we left, it was 2 hours. And that's actually not too bad. Um and it was fascinating to see, even in 3 weeks, how the process changed. So they ask you more questions now, which are kind of weird. There are questions that we didn't get asked the first time. Um, I'm not sure if the lady who did our shots was nervous or she was new or something. She was actually a doctor, which was kind of interesting. She wasn't a nurse. She was a doctor. And her little name tag said Doctor something or other, MD. So she was actually like a medical practicing doctor. So that was interesting to see that they'd had some doctors and not just trained nurses doing the shots. And the other thing they did this time with the Pfizer shot was she took it, she showed it to us, and she said, "Okay, this batch was made this morning at this time, and it expires at this time this evening." So it was made at like 8 something, 8 something at a.m., and it expired at 7:43 p.m. Which was kind of cool. It was surprising they didn't do that the first time. Um, so obviously they wanted people to see that the shots were, um, fresh. I guess, I don't know. And they took both Harriet and I together today. So the system is pretty simple. You have your QR code. You go to the thing. They give you a ticket, and it's set up into 4 pods, and each pod has like 40 different injection stations, and then there's a queue where you sit and wait your turn, and then there's an observation queue where you sit for 15 minutes after you've had your shot to make sure you don't come down with anything. um so it's all very organized. But the problem with it is, if you it's algorithmically, it's set to balance out the load between the pods. So depending on who scans in what order across all the people doing the scanning, you get a pod assigned and a number assigned, and you go on. Well, because we went together, we would get, last time, the first time, Harriet was in pod 2 and I was in pod 1, and they're just totally separate areas. And so when we're done, we have to go meet up somewhere at the end. And this time they said, no, 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 don't worry about that. Uh, you guys can just go together, even though you have different pods and all that stuff. And Harriet got a text message telling her number was called in the other pod as we were sitting down waiting to get our shots together. Um, but yeah, so they'd obviously improved that system now so that the person doing the shot could actually hop out of the system, scan Harriet's QR code ticket, and bring up her profile so they could manually do it. Last time they couldn't do that. They told us straight up, but we can't. It's just automated. So that was helpful, and it's not so much for us because we don't care, right? We're smart enough, young enough that we can coordinate where we are with our mobile phones and stuff like that. But there are people who who English is not their first language. There are older people. There are people, candidly, who are you know, mentally diminished or whatever. They have caretakers and things, and so for them to be able to do it together is quite handy. So 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 yeah, so it was good. It it's getting a little bit better, although it was quite funny. One of the questions was the woman sort of going, the doctor lady going through it, looked at it, she's going through and she's asking me all the questions. She got asked them again. She said, "Okay, are you pregnant?" I'm like, "No, I'm just kind of fat." And she got very embarrassed. Um, I'd seen the question scrolling, so I was reading the questions ahead of her, so I knew what to answer. And I saw that one up there, and and immediately I knew the answer, what I was going to give. So I set that one up. Um, I set that one up, and I landed it. It stuck. It was the gold medal performance. Um, so yeah, no, it was good. Uh, they get through a lot of people, and it's interesting, So when you're there the first time, I think your thought process is, oh man, this seems kind of hectic and stuff. But by the time you walk out the other end, you go, you know what? That's really well organized. That's pretty uh, that's pretty efficient at the end of the day. And anywhere where you can churn through in one location 8,000 vaccinations in one day with a vaccine that has an expiry date and has to stay cold and all that stuff. And you could do that. People who don't speak the language, like interpreters everywhere, kudos to them. Um, it's quite clever. Hey Baz, how are you? Um, so yeah, so I'm now officially double vaccinated, and hopefully won't have to go back for a booster for at least a year or two. That would be awesome if 6 months from now they say, oh, hey, you know what we're finding is that the immunity um, lasts for a year or 5 years or whatever. I'm good, thanks. Um, oh, Warzone solos. Oh man, you're a masochist. More power to you. I I don't know. I couldn't actually think of anything I'd rather less do right now than play Warzone solos. Um, but you know what? I did play some more Cold War today, and I played a bit of Modern Warfare with old mate Jason. Um, I, I don't care what anyone says. I still like Modern Warfare. I still think that's still fun. Um, Cold War's a bit punishing, but Modern Warfare is still a good game. I don't care. You're the opposite. You prefer Cold War over Modern Warfare, or you would rather play Warzone? No, I'm the same. That's right. I enjoy Modern Warfare. Um, Cold War is Cold War's not fun. It's not. I was talking about this yesterday on stream. The problem I have with Cold War is it doesn't feel like you're running. It feels like you're floating. You're kind of hovering, and so nothing feels right. It feels like I'm just kind of gliding around and stuff like that. Um, and the movement of other characters and stuff in Cold War is kind of janky, I think. So before we get into the game, and while we're just sort of sitting here shooting the poop, I'm gonna eat my chocolate mousse. So um, so it's gonna be another one of those uh impromptu mukbang streams while I eat chocolate mousse. It is. I mm, I don't really like sweet stuff, but chocolate mousse I'm into. I'm a fan of chocolate mousse, and I just feel like I need something sweet. I'm a little bit warm, so. But generally speaking, I don't eat a lot of sweets. Like I don't like candy at all. Can't eat candy. It's not my thing. It's not my jam. I'll eat a little bit of chocolate here and there, but not that much. What else going on? So they delayed the season 5, right? So it was supposed to be today, tomorrow, and now it's like Friday our time, right? Hmm. You know what's interesting about pork? When I was a kid, I really, really disliked roast pork, so my family couldn't eat it. And roast pork is cheap, and we were poor, so uh, but because I wouldn't eat it, my family couldn't really buy it. Now I love bacon, and I can eat ham like crazy, but I wouldn't eat roast pork as a kid. And then when I moved to Australia, I developed a fascination and a love of roast pork. Um, and now I can eat it just about whenever. Um, and so my mother, God rest her soul, I remember one time she came out to Australia to visit, and my wife was like, "Okay, what are we gonna have for dinner this one night?" And she asked, my mom, and my mom said, "Oh, whatever." Oh, stop it! Sorry, I'm having trouble getting the spoon to balance correctly. Um, so my mother was like, "What? Uh, whatever." Um, my mother was not a fussy eater by any means. She was. My mother had 13 brothers and sisters, so my mother at a very early age learned to eat whatever was put in front of her because they had to make a lot of food, and so therefore you just ate whatever was there. And and so yeah, so Harriet said, "Okay, well, what do you want?" And I said, "Oh, let's get roast pork." And I thought my mother was going to fall out of the chair. She's like, "What?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" She goes, "You don't eat roast pork." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, no, I kind of gained it." And so then I copped a lecture about how growing up, if I had only been willing to eat roast pork, we would have had so many better Sunday meals and things because I don't know, maybe it's I don't know, it's Australia does it too. Maybe it's an English thing or something, but in Canada, it's an Irish thing. Sunday dinner is a big deal. It's the big roast meal of the week kind of thing, and so my mother was like, we'd had such better Sunday dinners if you'd eaten roast pork as a child, and it's like, I'm a grown man now, Mom. Please stop lecturing me about what I wouldn't and wouldn't eat. So yeah, so my mother gave me lots of grief, but I can eat bacon and ham till the cows come home. But now I've also gained an appreciation for roast pork and pork ribs. Pork ribs are the other one. Um, did not like pork ribs as a kid. Um, I remember we'd get I don't know how to describe it. We used so we used to get Chinese food, right? And uh, when I moved to Hong Kong and assumed that you'd get some Chinese food there, wasn't like what I was used to. And the local Hong Kong Chinese, the Cantonese people there, used to laugh and they used to call it Uh, American Chinese food. Chicken fried rice and pork ribs and or sweet and sour ribs and chicken balls and stuff like that. And you go to Hong Kong and they're eating congee and chicken feet and things that don't have English names. So I was not used to that at all. And so when I moved to Hong Kong, I had a rule. It was a good rule. It was passed on to me by a guy I met my first night in Hong Kong. It was a gentleman. So I moved to Hong Kong. My wife and I moved to Hong Kong, and we were really super tired. And my boss at the time, this English lady, she's like, "Okay, we have to go out." And we're like, she's like, "We have to go out." So we went out. We went to a part of Hong Kong uh, called Lang Kwai Fung. And Lang Kwai Fung is this district in central in Hong Kong, and it's all bars and pubs and restaurants and stuff. And so the expats just kind of go there and drink every night, literally. Anyway, she took us to Lang Kwai Fung. We met up with her husband who was there. And her husband was a former British Navy commander who had been stationed in Hong Kong. And when he retired, they moved back there because they'd made so many connections. And her husband had a friend. He was this British guy. And he was a former Navy diver. And he was a bomb disposal expert. They used to call him Bones. And Bones wore a bowler hat and a cane and a 3-piece suit with a pocket watch. Bones was pretty weird. He was a pretty unique character. And so we were super tired and they were on the grog, but we ate a lot. And then Bones said to me in the course of the evening, "One thing you should know as a Westerner living in Hong Kong." I'm like, "Okay, yep. If the locals can't describe what the food is with its English equivalent name, don't eat it. Don't eat it. If they can't tell you what it is, don't eat it." And so I lived in Hong Kong for a while, over a year. And I followed that rule fastidiously. And not only that, I did it around all of Asia. I traveled a lot throughout all of Asia. I remember once being in Manila and was out with some local people from one of our offices in Manila, and they were eating this Filipino dish. And I said, "What is it?" And they looked at each other and they spoke to each other in Tagalog, and they couldn't work it out what the English word for it was. And I sort of said, "No, thank you." And one of the dudes that was there with me, he's an Australian guy. He's like, "No, mate, give her here. Let's get it. Let's get after it." And he stuck it down his gullet. And the next day, he felt it. He felt pretty rough. So I followed that rule all throughout Asia. And then a couple years later, I'd moved back to Australia, but I still used to have to go to Hong Kong a lot for work and stuff. And so I went on a trip to Hong Kong. And I went out with some of the local staff one night. And we had a dessert. And I'm like, "What is it?" And they're like, "Don't quite know." And so then one of the local guys he had the best English of everybody. His name was Tommy. He was a young guy, and Tommy worked for one of my staff. So in the pecking order of seniority, I was Tommy's boss's boss. So I may as well have been Jesus at that point. In Tommy's eyes, I was on the right hand of God. And so I said, "Tommy, I need you to tell me what this is." And he said, "Mr. Sean, I can't tell. I don't know what the English word for it is." And I was like, "Okay." But one of the dudes we were out with was an Australian guy. His name was Jared. And Jared had lived in Hong Kong for a very, very long time. And Jared could read Chinese. So in all of my time, in Hong Kong and traveling through all of Asia and everything else, I met a bunch of people who could speak Mandarin and who could speak Cantonese like white people, English people. I met a bunch. And even my time in Hong Kong, I picked up a few bits and pieces of Cantonese so that I could kind of get around to where I was going and stuff. And really helpful because the taxi driver stopped ripping you off in Hong Kong when you can actually tell them where you're going, give directions in Cantonese. They know you're not messing about then. But Jared was the only person I've ever met, only white guy ever, who could read Chinese. And that was almost like a party trick. Anyway, Jared ordered off the Chinese menu. And so I thought to myself, okay, this dude is going to look out for me because he's not going to eat something that's going to kill us. And because he can read it, he can understand it. And so I said to him, Jared, what's the English word? He didn't know. Dude's English and didn't know. And I'm like, how do you order something? He goes, well, I know what it is in Chinese. I'm like, bro, I hate to break it to you, but you're an Australian Caucasian guy. You're first language is English. Anyway, so this thing came and I ate it, which was retrospectively really stupid. I broke my own rule. And as I was eating it, I asked again the waitress. I found this nice young Asian Chinese girl waitress, and she was desperate to practice her English. So she liked to talk to me. And I said to her, okay, I need you to explain what this is. And she says, well, there's not really an English word for it. And I'm like, okay, but is it a plant? No, it's not a plant. And so now I'm like, it's not a plant and it's a dessert. And I'm like, okay, and it's gelatin. And I'm like, what is this? And I'm like, is it from an animal? And she says, yeah, it's from a pig. And I'm like, a pig, and it's gelatin. And I'm thinking, is this like bone marrow? And then they conferred amongst each other in Cantonese. Yes, it's a bone marrow extract. It's a gelatin from bone marrow that's been turned into a jelly. And kind of felt a little bit sick to my stomach. Because that's not my jam. Like, that's not what I usually eat. But anyway, I was staying at the Mandarin Oriental Hotel in Central, which is, I think it's actually a 6-star hotel. It's one of those crazy ones that's just off the chain, high-end quality hotels. And I worked for Jardines, so we owned Mandarin Oriental chain. So we had to stay there, which is funny. And so my flight was 2 days from then. I woke up the next day and I felt like dog water. I felt awful. It was coming out of both ends. It was shocking what was going on. And so I called down and I got the house doctor to come up. And the house doctor came up to the room and he's like, you have a pretty severe case of food poisoning. He was a Kiwi. The doctor was a Kiwi bloke. And he said, you got a pretty shocking case of food poisoning, mate. You're not going anywhere. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, well, this isn't going to pass in a day. This is 3, maybe 4 days. This is pretty serious, this one. He's like, you're running a fever. He's like, you don't look great. So I had my secretary in Australia move my flight around for me. I just extended out my stay. And the Mandarin at the time was getting renovations done. And so I was trying to sleep this thing off, this bug, and there were people jackhammering everywhere. And I was increasingly getting frustrated. And so I called down to the front desk and I'm like, okay, look, I'm not well. This is not conducive to me getting well. How about you book me somewhere else and I'll just leave and I'll go stay there. And you know, um and they were horrified, right? Cuz they knew I was a Jardine staff member. That's the parent company and that's a bad look. And the Jardine building is directly across the street from the Mandarin Oriental in Hong Kong. I could literally look out my hotel room window and see the Hall of a Thousand Assholes. Oh, that's what they used to call the Jardine building. It's the Hall of a Thousand Assholes. Um, and so I I then was told, no, sir. What we will do is we'll give you spa treatments and you can spend most of your time in the spa during the day while they're doing work. So for the next three days, I spent in the private spa down in the lower levels of the building where they weren't doing work and the noise wasn't really that bad, getting like foot massages and back rubs and sitting in steam rooms and then running away to go throw up and go to the toilet. And uh yeah, so that was kind of goofy. But that was the only time I broke if I don't know what it is, I don't eat it rule. And I got so sick. Um, but that's the second worst travel sickness I had. The other one in Germany where I got swine flu was worse, but this was or England and Germany. This was not as bad. Trying to think of another one. Probably the second one of the worst experiences for travel I had was in India. Um, I had well, in Vietnam, I had in Vietnam, the guy I was traveling with had his bag stolen at the reception desk of the hotel in Ho Chi Minh City. That was kind of crazy. We were checking out. He put his bag on the ground to sign the invoice and pay. And when he reached down again, his laptop bag was gone. Some little urchin had seen him drop it, ran over, snuck in behind him, and stole his bag while we were standing there. And in Vietnam, the other one that I had to bribe them to give me my passport back. So I got to the immigration counter um, in Ho Chi Minh City, and the guy's like, "Okay, passport, please." So I give him my passport, and he says, "Not the right visa." And I'm like, "Bro, I just was at the consulate a couple days ago. It's the right visa. Like that's the only visa you can get." And, no, not the right visa. He goes, "I have to check." And so he takes my passport and he goes into the back. And I'm like, okay, this is not ideal. And then a minute and a half later, another dude comes out and sits in the chair. And the guy says, "Passport, please." And I'm like, no, man, your buddy has my passport. He went to go check it. No. This is my workstation. I work here. And I'm like, yeah, but your mate was here. He's logged in. He's checking my visa in the back. And the guy's like, "No, passport." I'm like, "You literally had your mate back there and he wouldn't have any of it." And he said, "So you have no passport?" I'm like, "Well, I have to have a passport. I had to get out of Australia, right?" And he goes, "Well, I will go check and see if you've lost it here." And he said, uh, there's a fee. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, there's a search fee. And so the search fee was 20 US dollars. So I literally had to hand this dude a $20 US note, which luckily I had. I had US money on me. And I always travel with US dollars. And I gave him the $20. And he gets up and goes in the back, and his mate literally comes out the other door. He says, "Okay, your visa's fine. Welcome." And that was it. It was just $20. It was a scam. So that was, yeah. So that, and the dude, my colleague getting his bag stolen. That was my Vietnam trip. So that was pretty shit. That was not a fun time. I've had a few of those. In India, I was in a riot. I was stuck in a taxi, and there was a riot, and I had to pay the taxi driver 50 Australian dollars. I said, man, I got to get to the airport. I'm going to miss my flight. And he's like, well, we're stuck. I'm like, okay, if I give you money, will you go faster? So I handed him 50 Australian dollars. Dude was like leaning his ass out the car window. He's like, get out of the way, get out of the way. And he's like hitting people as he's trying to get past them. And they got out of the way. And I think he was willing just to run over people for the $50. And he got me to the airport on time in the middle of a riot, which was kind of cool. So yeah, I've had a few of those. I was in 2 different occasions in Bangkok. I've been in Bangkok when there have been coups. 2 times, not one, twice. Both times at the airport. I was at the airport changing flights, and there were coups on 2 occasions. That's crazy. So yeah, my travel experience is interesting to say the least. I got taken into, I shouldn't say this one, but I got taken into, in Xi'an, where the Terracotta Warriors are. I got taken into a tomb on a private tour by a tour guide, and it's all closed off to tourists. Tourists aren't allowed down in the tombs in Xi'an, but $100 will get you into a lot of places in China that normally, well, at least it used to, get you into a lot of places you normally wouldn't have had access to uh, 15 years ago. So while people go and look at the Terracotta Warriors in a museum, I've been down in the hole and I've seen where they dig them out, which is kind of cool. I've seen things that no outside of the archaeologists, nobody else has seen, because a lot of them they'll never take out of the ground. They're too fragile, and there's a whole bunch of stuff. So I've seen some kind of cool stuff. But anyway, I digress. We should probably play some video games before I stop. I'm really starting to get a bit warm, which happened last time. This happened after the first shot. I got warm. So I should probably play some video games before I lose the will. So tonight we're playing Patron. Patron is a new game, just came out today. There's a demo floating around. I downloaded and never played. So that's oh, you can hear the clicking. Okay. Sorry, I'm just gonna go. Bummer. Hold on a sec. Oh, I just need to set up the movement keys. 1 second. Whoops. Okay, so rotate left, rotate right. Okay. Show status has an error now, so make that the S key. Inventory, town hall, show annual. Make that A. Okay, that's good. I just need to, sorry, I'm just setting up the, hardware, video. Whoops. Yep. Yeah, we'll use VSync, I guess. Okay. Okay, good. Yep. I'm not playing the game, in case anyone's wondering. I'm just, okay, there we go. Let's go. Never mind. Oh, it's loading. All right, here we go. Our first look at Patron. I feel, so last time I had my Pfizer shot, my arm hurt a lot. Like my arm was really sore. And my arm is starting to get sore now. So my arm is starting to get sore, but I'm actually getting sore across my whole back. And I think that might be from standing. That's kind of weird, champ. Okay, the audio is a bit loud. That's a little bit better. Okay. All right, let's... Oh, the mouse sensitivity is very high. How do I turn that down just a smidgen? Let's make it 85%. Yeah, that's better. Let's play a new game. So, our town name, as always... No. Come on now. Seantown. Good old Seantown. What's our banner gonna look like? Oh, I like that. Let's go. The gray? Yeah. That's us. We're gray and gold. A dormant volcano dominates the area. Difficulty. Soil fertility is high. Mediterranean. Yeah, I like that. Oh, what was that one? Pine Ridge. Yeah. Let's do that one. Let's play easy, because why not? We're just having fun. We're not here to win the world championship of Patron. Minimum disasters, full refund and demolish, starting month April, difficulty easy. Let's get after that. That sounds good. Okay. I'm gonna drop the lights a little bit, because, I'm setting the mood. The sound effects are too loud. Okay, welcome to Patron. Your citizens have already built the town hose, that should be townhouse, and are ready for your guidance. Focus on getting your citizens a place to live, food to eat, and firewood to keep them warm. Winter's coming. It's up to you, capital Y. To prepare for it in time, build houses, upgrade a gatherer's shelter to produce food, build a sawmill, build a depot near production buildings to make sure... Okay. Let's pause and turn sound effects. Why is everything so loud? It's like it just sort of decided to ignore what I'd said. Okay, so welcome patron short tutorial. Yep, okay. Let's back out a bit. Let's play. So let's get started. Yep. What do I do here? Yep. WASD. Yep. Okay. Yep, mouse wheel. In and out. Yep. That should really show you your bindings. Okay, yep. Ooh, citizens in desperate need of housing. They'll live happier. Only one family can occupy a single house. If they have a room and are at least content in your town, they'll have children. Build 6 tents or houses to provide some initial housing. Okay. So let's go to housing. Let's build. Oh, okay. Okay, so I can rotate that. I don't know, can I... Okay. Well, let's build some more houses, eh? Nothing's free. Well, things don't necessarily cost coins. They do require mark some trees for gathering. Your workers will cut them down and carry the lumber to your stockpile. When you select the gather trees control, left click and drag. Okay. Gather trees. Okay. Yep. Go chop down some trees. Make efficient production chains rests on having valuable data. One of is in the grid overlay. Cycle through the overlays by clicking on the grid button in the top right HUD. G. This will display... Okay. Oh, I see. Food is your #1 priority. So this must be fertile. I don't know what that is. Okay, so let's go to the Gatherer's Shelter. Depot, Gatherer's Shelter. Okay, let's build it here. Alright. Hey, we have a house. We put the front door the wrong way. Okay. Lesson learned. Oh, we put the door in the... I don't know. We built the houses in the wrong direction. Yikes. Okay, so we have coins, we have food, we have herbs. Peasant luxury. Peasant luxury. Tools, stone, iron, coal, firewood, lumber, medicine. Okay, so those are luxury items. Bricks, yep, okay. Okay, so let's, I like how the houses are slightly different. Why is it all gone white? Is that winter, or is it rain, or what's the go? It's only April, so it can't be rain. Hey, look, they're cutting down trees. Chop, chop. Look at them all. Yeah, go team. Okay, so Okay. Go team. Okay, let's speed this up a little. Where's the rest of our people? So they're chopping down trees, and they're not building those buildings, which is kind of inefficient. All right. Oh, it's raining. Well, we're getting all of the seasons. It's like Melbourne. All of the seasons at once. That must be cloud. Maybe I'm up so high I'm in the clouds? I think that's what it is. Well, that's kind of cool. Okay, so we've built the 6 houses. The gatherer's hut is being built. Okay. Most buildings require workers to operate. In this case, the gatherer's shelter requires gatherers. To do this, you should assign workers to the profession. Assign 2 workers in the jobs panel. Okay. Let's go. Over long transport roads can cause serious problems. Build a depot and pickup point as well as to expand your stockpile maximum size. Okay, so I'm just gonna pause for a second and turn down that sound again. It's just too loud. Why is the music still so loud? The music just keeps getting turned up. I don't know if it's a bug or what the deal is. Okay, so let's go a depot. Here. Okay. Patron is all about production change, which means transporting resources to make it easier for your workers and carriers. Place some roads. Oh, okay. I get to build roads. I like building roads. Okay, so let's... Winter is coming. And your invaluable citizens... Invaluable citizens? Okay. They have a big reputation on. Will want to keep warm. They will do this by burning firewood or coal. For starters, let's sure they have decent supply of firewood. Build a sawmill. And to create firewood from lumber. Make sure you have enough lumber. Don't forget to sign a woodcutter. Okay, so... this... Again, too loud. Why does the audio keep turning up? Like, go 5%. The environmental sounds, 20%. I turn it off and it keeps turning itself back on. Okay, so... What? So I need a building? Is that what you're... Hunting Forester's Sawmill. Okay. Okay. Now let's look at building a road. Let's build a road over to the town hall as well. Come on, people. Oh, I'm paused. Never mind. Build faster would have been a command that would have been unfair considering I was paused. Cool, refreshing milk. Okay, so we got a depot here. Oh, wait, hold on. Berries and mushrooms aren't enough to keep your citizens fed, happy, and healthy. They need more. Build a hunting lodge and assign a worker to the hunter profession. Hunters use lumber and iron to create traps and arrows. They can't gather. You can't hunt properly without those. You can gather iron much directly from the world. Okay. That's the bug. If I move, the sound changes. Well, that's really super annoying. Okay. So that's a production building. Hunting lodge. Okay, so what's... Oh, 110%. Boom. Okay, when you take care of basic, you will want to expand and grow, advance. Take a look at various research projects you can undertake. Oh, okay. Quarry, a fisherman's hut, cleared path. Okay. Well, let's start this one. Let's go. If the town is... you now have the basics of governing your quaint little community. What do you call my community quaint? Okay. Good luck, patron. Thanks. Where do I get iron from? What was the grid? Yeah, I don't quite know. Whoops. Where I get iron from. They're like... How do I... Go to... Okay. Gather metal. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh, I need a hunter, I bet. Yep, jobs menu. So let's assign a couple of carriers. Let's assign a woodcutter. And let's assign a hunter. Let's go. Where did our thing go? There we go. All right. So now we have people doing stuff. Okay. So I wonder, house, production buildings, forester, sawmill, herbalist, and a quarry. Produces stone. Okay. So yeah, let's see what happens there. That white look is not good. So our gold, what do we got up here? Food, our tools, our wood. So we're not producing enough food. We're producing, see, this is really good. I forget, Endzone. Endzone was the game where they needed to do this. They needed to tell you what you were producing and what you were using. Because they didn't, yeah, it was much better. Okay, so what does the job board say? Okay. How many people do we have? We have 12 adults, 7. Okay, across 6 families. Let's build another house or two. Build a road. What happened? My mouse is frozen. Yeah, that white clouds in front of the screen, it's a nice effect, but it's not great. Like, I get it, but it's not. Shadows are fine. Is there a way to turn that off? Brightness, texture quality, environmental quality, render foliage. It doesn't look like there's any way to turn that off. She just can't see anything. Like, I'm not that interested in the weather patterns. Okay. What's that badge? Influence. So we're producing firewood. We're using a lot of lumber. Okay, so let's production building plants and cuts down trees to produce lumber. Okay. Let's get him over here. We'll get that guy producing some lumber, and we'll look at the jobs board, and we'll have to add 2 quarrymen. We're producing stone now. We're not producing any iron. I still don't know where the iron is. Where do we see iron? It'd be useful if you could click and it would tell you what something on the map is. But it's see this I like this color palette. If it would stay like this, that would be awesome. Like, I get that they want to put sort of dynamic weather and stuff in, and I think that's a nice idea, but this is the color palette. This is the go. Everything else is just muddy and not particularly visually very appealing. That bear just walked over that person. That seems a little bit odd. Okay. So we're not producing enough food. We're not producing enough lumber. Well, that hopefully will change. Okay. Can I add a farm? We'll add a lumber. The town center must be upgraded to a gathering hall. Okay. See, this is... Yeah, this color palette. How do I upgrade this? I don't have a decree. Okay. Let's add a couple more houses, I guess. Let's throw some more housing down. Ooh, lumber. Problem. How are you going up there, mate? I don't understand. Can I buy some? What does the price mean? I know what it is, but why does it have a price? Okay. Can I trade or something? A herbalist, had a quarry, sawmill, hunting lodge, gatherer, shelter, and a depot. Okay. I don't know what that is. It's not identical to Civilization. It's more like Banished. So this is really more around building a city or a town, a group of people to help them, just basically to build out a town or city and grow it. I don't know what we're collecting here. Okay. I also need to... Yeah. Let's... Let's go get those trees. So, I don't know what they're... I think that must be stone. Not. I have no idea what that is. Yeah, it's not... They're collecting it, but doesn't say what they're actually doing with it. Okay. So... Got lots of firewood. Got lots of money. We've got another house. We are using iron. Okay. Now, okay. Now my people are starting to chop down those trees, which is good. But I don't know what they're doing down here. Like, I don't know. I think that's stone. But... I mean, is there a place where I can see what iron looks like? I mean, those just look like rock cairns. What that is. Kind of wandered off, but yeah. Yeah, it's about building a town and a community. Yeah, that's exactly it. So we need lumber. Didn't tell me that my civilization had researched something. That's interesting. It seems like an oversight. What are my people doing? So maybe I have to wait to do an upgrade or something. How do I upgrade this? Okay, town buildings. Stonewall, watchtower, shrine, market, schools. So there's lots of buildings I'm going to be able to build. But I don't quite know when... so that's a very small notification. Okay. Where? Yeah, it's pretty hard to work out what resources are which. Whoa, bit too zoomy zoom. All right. I think that looks like some kind of a mineral. Okay, the king is pleased that the new colony is slowly getting on. You've placed the foundations of a flourishing city, and for that you're rewarded. Okay, so I have some corn, some firewood, and some lumber. Excellent. Good. Thanks, king. Obviously, there's a king. One of the things they didn't do in this game, that's a little bit, I wouldn't say it's disappointing, but it's kind of seemingly something of an oversight, is they didn't tell the backstory at all. All right, catch you, man. Thanks for dropping in, Bez. See you in a bit. Yeah, they don't tell the backstory very well. Like, I didn't know there was a king. It would have been good to know. What's going on? Okay, so we're continuing the choppy chop. Can I upgrade my village anytime? No, I guess not. So we have more houses. Nobody lives in that one. Nobody lives in that one. Nobody lives in that one. Okay, so we have lots of spare housing. Okay, let's uplift. Let's make our houses more efficient. We're on a... There we go. Okay. What's our... Okay, so we're producing more food than we're eating. We're not making anything else. Oh, hold on. Iron. We gained iron last month. So that must have been, I guess, iron. Is that too? So let's go see if we can collect metal. Let's see what happens. Let's speed things up just a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, I dislike this clouds and rain. It's a nice effect, but it's not conducive to visually seeing what's going on. I'll have to find out if there's a way to turn that off, because I'm genuinely not interested in weather in a game like this. Because I don't know if it affects anything or not. So this is not producing anything. Can I, like, delete it or something? I mean, if it's not producing anything, then what's the point? Yeah, okay, I've had enough of the rain already. Like, this dude's out there breaking rocks, but it says he's not doing anything. Okay, I gotta pause and see in the options if... Can I turn the weather off? General. Okay, video. Environmental quality. Let's apply, see what happens. No, it doesn't actually do anything. Okay, so we may as well put it back on high. Okay. Okay. Okay, so somebody in our town has had babies. I did all these. I insulated them all. Nobody's living here. Okay. This guy is not producing anything. How do I, like, so I may as well demolish that. Like, he's not doing anything. So there's no point to him being there. Let me just see. So that's stone. Are they gonna go collect that? Oh, I should unpause. Like, is somebody actually gonna do something? Oh, I went from, like, no color to being on Mars. Oh, okay, so that is stone. I understand. Okay, so that's nothing. Okay. Oh, okay. Stop. How do I cancel that? Okay, so that's stone over there. Okay, so if I build a quarry and I put it here, and then I add a road. Here. Oh, now it's snowing. Isn't that nice? I like how the snow accumulates on the buildings. It's a very nice visual. Okay, so that they are collecting stone. That's a good way to do this. Let's go gather metal. Let's zoom out. And let's do that. Okay. I gotcha. Oh, hello. Cancel. Oh, there you are. Okay. You're very hidey. I see. Hey, that guy's a boat, man. What's going on? What is that? That's something. Oh, wait, metal. Okay, yeah, cancel. Gather metal. Ooh, wait, what's that? Gotta stop that. Oh, okay, I don't have any people. I need one more hunter and 2 more quarrymen. Okay. Well, there's enough quarrymen. I don't know what you're sitting there saying there's no others on the building. Well, then they need to go to work. Why are they telling me that there's none? Get on your bicycle and go to your job. Okay, we have a lot of lumber now, so that's a good thing. So that's stone. That looks different than that, but maybe that's just my eyesight. What is that? It's just kind of a mound. So, I'm not quite sure why there are no quarrymen at the quarry. Click done. Hey Marco, how are you, bud? Yeah, the second shot went okay. My arm is starting to get a bit sore after it's now been 6.5 hours. It started to get sore after about 3 hours, and I've been trying my best to stretch it out, and I've been trying my best to keep it, keep stretching it and stuff, to stop it from getting stiff. Because I found that last time, after the first shot, it was sore, but then the next day I started stretching it and moving it around, and it started to feel better. So, excuse me. So I think that's the move, is keep it limber. But so far, other than that, I'm a little bit warm. Like, I feel a little bit flushed and hot, but beyond that, I feel pretty good. So we'll see how I feel tomorrow. I've set myself up so that tomorrow, if I really wanted to, I could just take the day off work and call in sick or whatever, and be done for the day. And work is pretty good about that. They're sort of like, today I had my shot, so they're like, okay, well, you just go do that. You don't really need to know much. And then they've been pretty much of the view that you don't really need to tell them if you're not well after you get your shot. Just stay home, take the day off. Well, stay home. Everybody's staying home. Yeah. I'm not worried. Last one. So the last shot, what happened was, within 2 or 3 hours, within 2 or 3 hours, I had a headache and felt a bit off color. But this one, I don't feel bad at all. My back's a bit sore, but that's probably from just the standing up and all that. And this chair. I really seriously need a better chair. All right. So my quarry doesn't seem to be producing any stone again. Okay, that's good. If they don't produce stone this time, then I'm gonna have to yeah. So they're chopping down trees, but they're not regrowing them very quickly. Interesting. Inventory space is low. Build more depots. Okay. Build another depot. Maybe we'll just build it up next to it. And then we'll build a road next to that. Here, the road. There you go. So I build a road and then they don't use it. Excellent. Good job. That's what you like to see. Perfectly balanced, as everything should be. I did get this nice little bottle of Thank You brand ethanol hand cleaner, hand sanitizer. So here in Australia, there's a company called Thank You Group, and they make these neat little products of all different types. And I didn't even know they made hand sanitizer, but all of their products are like thank you. And the government inoculation center was handing out Thank You brand, so they must have been giving them away, which is very, very smart on their part. Very smart. Okay. So I'm getting more leather. That's a good thing. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I should do some research. Hey. Yeah, let's research a mine. All right. Are you producing anything? Like, I don't get it, bro. I really don't get it. You're just seemingly costing me money. Okay, so you're producing stuff, and you're producing stuff, and you've got stuff. But the quarry doesn't seem to do anything. Like, you just do nothing. We may have to get out of the quarry business, because it doesn't seem to... Should stop playing with the camera. Okay. I don't know. That guy just doesn't seem to be doing anything. Okay, we'll do that next. Maybe I have to focus more on research, because I seem to not be getting ahead here. Can I build a mine now? An iron mine. Depends on the ore richness in the ground. Didn't we find some... Like, I can't see. Like, it's now... the palette is too dark. So, oh, okay, nice. Perfect. Can't really tell. Far out, man. Okay. Let's why can't I... I didn't want to build that there. Oh well, we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask the developers if there's anything we can do about turning this constantly rotating weather off, because it's not good to look at. I get it. You've done a clever thing, but Okay, let's go put some people into work. Nobody lives there. Nobody lives there. Oh, yeah, people live there. Okay, so most of the houses are empty still. All right. What happened? So they took all the stone? Is that what happened? How do I demolish that building? I think I've had enough of that building again. Gather, demolish. There we go. Get out of there. You're not really doing anything. What about you? Our foreman reported there was a rat infested. We've lost some goods. If they failed, they can settle the difference. Yeah. Let's just be nice about these things. All right. Stock. Inventory space is low. Okay. Oh, you know what? Let's just focus on research. Let's get research moving. Wow. It's quite a tech tree. So what happens? Can I do different kind of road now? Stone road. Okay, what does that do? No, stop that. How do I destroy it? The king has sent a list of requests. No official reason. They're bleeding us dry, but we can't go against the king. What? Yeah, give it to them. whatever. So that hurt our stone quite a bit. Okay, research. When do I get to upgrade this thing? Okay. Okay, let's just reposture ourselves, because right now my back is starting to get a little bit sore. Okay. Reducing. Okay. So I can build a fisherman's hut now? Oh. Is that a production building? Fisherman's hut. Would you just build them a road or something? We don't have herbs. What do I do? Do I build a herbalist hut or something? Ooh. Okay, let's go. So I would imagine I need fishermen. And we could probably put a depot by there. Okay. The food production policy increases the efficiency of fields. Okay. Let's go. So they don't have anybody in there, so let's give them somebody. Still need to understand how to upgrade my town hall. Oops. Production of furniture. Okay, herbalist. Do your thing. Create herbs. Make us proud. How are you doing? You're not producing anything either. Okay, so I haven't figured out the mining and digging stuff. Because that clearly I'm not figuring that out. So How do I destroy? No. Cancel. Okay. Yep. You can go away. You're not achieving anything. I need to figure out that mining and stuff because it's just not working for me right now. All right, so let's do another one. Let's do a production building. The iron mine. Okay, so there's an efficiency score. Ah. Oh, hello. Oh, okay. There. Well, that changes everything. Fair enough. And let's throw the depot. And then what other production buildings can we do? Okay. That makes a lot more sense. Much more sense. And now, production building. What do we got? Coal mine. Quarry. Okay, so let's extend the road over to them. Okay, so now not enough workers. Okay. Yep. Let's do... Yeah, that's the one I wanted. The gathering hall. It's all happening. We're figuring this out. It's all happening. And we'll go back and do that one. Do the small park in a minute. Okay. Yes. Yes. The church needs money. It's fine. Okay, so what's our housing situation like? Okay, we still got some empty houses, so that's okay. We're still good. Still good. Still grow. Okay, research is done. Well, there's nothing you can do about that. Okay. You there. You're now a gathering hall. So there was something I could do with a gathering hall. Production buildings. What did I do? I don't care about beautifying the town, to be honest. Fisherman's hut, iron mine, coal mine, and a toolsmith. Okay. Let's do that. Oh, we don't have enough people. That's a problem. We're out of workers. Well, never mind. Let's get them moving. We are out of workers. Oof. How do I make this more efficient? Yes. Okay, so the research is done. Let's do some more research. Those don't really help me that much. The mushroom farm. Immigration incentive. Let's get after that. That's what we need. Wow, that's helpful. Propaganda. No herbs. Okay. You there. Be better. Unrest on the mainland. Sir, we're receiving word on the mainland. The people are there rioting. Should we ignore it? Send whatever we can afford to the king. We must remain loyal. Interesting. Keep quiet about it. Prepare everything to accommodate incoming refugees. Ooh. I could really use the refugees. Nah. Let's be loyal. Loyalty's a good thing. Let's do that. Let's be loyal. Okay, research. Mushrooms or clay pit? Okay, mushrooms it is. We're starting to run out of coins. That's a bit of a worry. I just have to stretch out my back a bit. Actually, I'm gonna pause. And I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go stretch because I'm a bit sore. Okay, I'm back. I actually also opened the door to the room up because I'm a little bit worried that I'm hot. And I'm not sure I'm hot from the shot or anything. I think I'm just warm because the room gets quite hot. So we'll just leave the door open and see how we roll. Okay, so we don't have anybody to work there. I don't. Oh, maybe we do. Yes, we do. Excellent. Okay, there we go. What's that? Oh, we just got a new building. A mushroom farm. And a carpenter's hut. Okay. What are our people? So we're at 18. Peasant luxuries. The peasants have clothes. Only for the peasants. Okay, so furniture would also be a peasant luxury. You know what? We're gonna go and collect this. Let's go get all of that. How's our fishing guy doing? Oh yeah, he's producing fish. Good-o. Research. Clay pit. Okay. Is there any, is there like any immigration stuff? Propaganda. Okay. Apiary. Basic budgeting. Acting that reduces the upkeep. Yep. Warehouse. Okay. Research drafting. A deep mine. Okay. A gazebo. Town hall. Oh, okay. Council hall. A royal hall. Oh, there we go. Okay. Very good. Oh, wait. We'll do the... Enacting the policy increases the production. Okay. We'll do that next. Did we do that one? Oh, let's do that. That'll help us. Immigration incentive. Okay. That's good. So we can do that. We can do a decree. Yep. But what other ones can we do? Okay, we'll wait. Because the other one we'll want to do is the essential budgeting. Okay. Where's the essential budgeting one? Influence. Oh, I don't have enough influence? Maximum of 6 free influence points are used for enacting decrees by researching town center upgrades. Okay. Oh. Okay. I think we're making progress here. So yeah, we'll need to we'll do those ones next. I think that's what they mean by the town center upgrades. Increase the maximum influence. How do I get more influence? How do I increase it? Enacting. How do I get more of it? You're not really telling me that. Is it bedtime yet? I don't know, man. You should ask your mommy. I have no idea. It's not my bedtime yet. My bedtime, although I am pretty zonked, my bedtime will probably be in half an hour or so. Well, actually, what I'll do is I'll probably end the stream at around 11 Sydney time. And that'll sort of be 2.5 hours-ish. And I'll call it a night there and try and get some sleep. But I don't feel bad. Candidly, I feel better this time than I did last time. So I'm kind of half expecting tomorrow to be a bit of a gong show. The king sends his regards. Thanks, King. What I really need is more influence. I need more influence. What are the jobs board like? So I've got one free worker. A poor mongrel is just trucking stuff around, I guess. How do I wish I knew how to get that. Okay. Well, there they go. They look like they're gonna do stuff. What are you doing over here, mate? Oh, lady. Oh. Look at her. She is a machine. Where is she going? What are you doing? Oh, you can drop it off there. Fair enough. Good call. Get back out and break some more rocks for me. You know the drill. Where are you going? What are you doing? You're the least efficient human ever. You walked past all those trees. And why are you going up there? Do I need to build you a road or something? I can't look at that. It's too painful. Her inefficiency is painful for me. I just need to listen to something in the background. Hold on. That's interesting. Okay, sire, we're receiving word of civil unrest on the mainland. The people are rioting. Should we ignore it? Like, I don't know, man. The king is he's starting to cost me a lot of money. Mate, like, I think the next time there's civil unrest, I think old mate King is going to be on his own. Because I'm finding that I'm having to do a lot of upkeep for him. Okay. And I'm paying for this immigration, and I haven't got anything for it. I haven't got a single immigrant yet. But I'm spending money on it. Seems somewhat wasteful, if we're being brutally honest. Okay. What I might do... Oh, there's only one person, really. It's not really worth doing anything. Can I make it go faster? Okay. I didn't get more influence. Would like to know how I gain influence in this game. That would be useful. And I would really like to be able to turn off the weather. Because it's not particularly useful. It's not adding anything. The color palette of the game is quite nice, but my lord, an independent trader has arrived. Judging by the looks of his crew, they are truly independent. But more likely pirates as well. In any case, they wish to purchase some of our goods. Should I send... No. Let's sell them stuff, man. Let's get after it. So the immigration policy costs a lot. I see. Okay. Got it. Not super effective. Much more useful. Yes. There. There. Now, let's hope that financially we don't kill ourselves. Because that immigration wasn't really particularly useful. We weren't adding people. Seemed like a nice idea, but it wasn't terribly effective. King has sent a list of requests. I'm starting to get a little bit annoyed with the king. but for now, we'll hold our tongue. I would imagine that soon, those here, will children eventually become young and then adults? Is that the move? You would imagine. I don't know how long it takes, but it could happen a little bit sooner for my taste. Really need a haircut, man. Need this lockdown to be over so I can get a haircut, because I'm starting to get a bit bratty. Alrighty. I think I'm playing on the fastest speed I can play at. Yeah. Convict ship arrives. A ship full of convicts. The papers bear the royal seals. Alright, what should we do with them? Take in the convicts. We need the people. That's better. So some of these convicts now will live in these houses that we have that are sitting empty, which is good. Okay. Where is the one with houses? Residents. Growth. Classes. Do we have laborers? No. Bulk of working force. Okay. Social safety. Okay. There's an alert just popped up. The peasants do not feel safe. How do I make them feel safe? Okay, what can I... Let's pause. What can I build? A well? No. Oh, yeah, I probably should build that, actually. Okay, how do I make them feel safe? A guard. Okay, so where do I get the guard houses? Guard house. Research the guard house. Okay, where is the guard house? Where is it? Man, that's miles away. Okay, is there anything else I can do here? School, guardhouse, shrine, watchtower. Okay, let's do that. There, go away. Watchtower. Let's rotate back around. Okay, so let's now build a road. Not. Okay, now let's build another watchtower. Okay. Back to the other. That should make them all feel a little bit safer. That should make everyone feel a little bit safer. Okay, unpause. Alright, so we're dealing with the safety issue. We've got all of the goods moving around that we need to. We really could use a few more people. That would be useful. But we've got a couple of workers, which is good. So those convicts came in handy. Gain favor with the church. Sure, man. Let's make hey, we got some more adults, so we should now have 5. Let's add another carrier. Let's go. That's a good thing. More adults. Good to get all these little projects out of the way, because we could really use the wells and we could use the watchtowers. As a word of your new okay, so they're okay. So the next thing we should start to do is, did we build a furniture place? No. Okay, is start adding some middle class jobs, I think is what they refer to them as. Okay. Can we build? Yeah, we can build farms. Yeah. Riots, what? Okay. Housing shortage. Wait a second. What are they doing? Okay, let's slow things down. Jobs. Okay, so we need a farmer. We need 3 guards. We need some houses. Is that the deal? Because we didn't just a second ago. Okay, so we just need some houses. Everybody just calm down. There's no need to riot. Everybody can have a house in my village. Can all have houses. Surely the watchtower will make you all feel safer. I don't have guard houses, so you can all just chill out. Wood distillery and a pottery workshop. There's so much we can build. Oh, we have a lot more people now. We should also build another watchtower. Yeah. I really genuinely dislike this weather stuff. Like, I literally can't see what's going on. And then I'll build a watchtower. Why are they feeling... There's nothing I can do about that, I'm afraid, people. Okay, jobs. What don't I have enough of? Okay. Select seeds. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Might speed up time a little bit. Hire another guard. Peasants feel unsafe. They're just gonna have to suck it up at this point. King has... Oh, nice. Thanks, King. Yeah. Let's grow some carrots. Research is done. Inventory space is low. When do we start to build the airport? Whoops. Oh, the warehouse. Okay. That'll be the next thing. And then we'll build warehouses. So that's our next uplift will be the warehouses. And then we'll start building those in place of the other silly little things. Okay, so the silly little things, the depots, can we... Remember select resources and stock. Okay. We're sort of stuck there. That's okay. What's going on here? Oh, we don't have enough people, eh? Sorry about that. Call the clergy. Living life is incentivize some of our young to join the clergy. If they want, they should do something. Don't expect me to force my people into a life of servitude. So I have to pay them and get... That's fine. Alright. Production buildings now. I should have a warehouse. Okay. Let's just slot that in. Up there. And another one maybe here. Okay. So how are the peasants feeling? They're starting to feel safer? Good. Excellent. Excellent. Do I need to add people anywhere? No. Okay. Well, I think what we'll do is we'll call it a stream just then and there. I'm starting to get a little bit tired and it's been a bit of a day. So I might just end it there. And we'll save. Okay. How do I change the name? Oh, okay, there we go. What's today? The 11th? The 8th. All right. Yep. All right. Yep. Okay, so I started to figure out some of it just then as we went along. I guess that's part of the problem, or part of the fun of a first look, is you spend your time uh just trying to figure out some of the mechanics and things of the game. So we managed to do that, which was good. We were okay. Um I think the research is something we'll have to get a little bit better at. The pacing is a bit weird. I need to understand the pacing and the weather. I need to see if I can turn that off before I play it again, because the weather is, yeah, the weather's a bit challenging. You can't really see stuff properly, so I'd rather not have to put up with that anymore. But beyond that, it's pretty fun. I think um, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's a stream game. Uh, it Yeah. I'm trying to think of how I'd play it more. Um, is it a game where I play it off stream and record it and publish it as videos? I'm not sure. So I need to think about that, because it's the pacing is a bit slow for a stream. Um, but if it was a video, I could fast forward. Um, so that's something I need to think about. But yeah, no, it was good fun. I enjoyed it. I'm just a little bit tired, I think, from having had a long day and the vaccine and everything. So I think I'm just going to call it there. But anyway, thank you to everyone who dropped in and said hi. Always appreciate it. And we'll be back again tomorrow. I'm actually not sure what we're going to do tomorrow, but we'll be back again tomorrow for another day. So thank you very much, and we'll see you soon. Bye.